Hello, my name is John Alston. I'm the health and nutrition teacher. I am the health and nutrition teacher in Philadelphia School District, and I just want to come in here and just give some advice. Just a nice short video about things that parents can do to help their children become healthier. Okay, so I I want to talk about child obesity. I want to talk about the dangers, just very briefly, childhood obesity. I also want to talk very briefly about diabetes, about how that can be a detriment, and how, as a teacher, I'm seeing that a lot. Like my students are coming in morbidly obese, overweight, and that's like the norm. And some of them are developing diabetes, or they're pre-diabetic or pre-hypertensive, and that's heartbreaking for an 8 or 9 year old. So we're going to get into this. These are my 5 tips to help with weight loss. All right, here we go. All right, how you doing, everybody? So, Mr. Austin here to give you guys my 5 tips into how to help your children lose weight. Now, I understand we live in a generation of body positivity, and I am actually a huge fan of it. I love body positivity in a healthy way. In a healthy way. Sometimes body positivity gets a little toxic, in my opinion. People are overweight in an unhealthy way, and these children get these insecurities and about, like, I'm beautiful, I feel blah blah blah, but they don't really understand. In my opinion, body positivity is a lot of being loving who you are, where you are, and loving yourself throughout your whole journey of your fitness journey, your life journey, and not trying to fit into some kind of model. Like, trying to, like, not everyone needs a thigh gap. Honestly, most of your bodies are not designed for one. Honestly, there's ectomorphs, there's mesomorphs, there's endomorphs. Everyone's got different body sizes. The idea is not to get model thin or Hulk Hogan huge. It's really to be the best shape you are in your frame. Okay. Now, and of course, this leads to heart health, kidney health, brain health. Oh my gosh, your kids are going to get smarter the healthier they are. Okay. So let's kick this off. These are my 5 tips to help your children lose weight. Okay. So, tip number 1, get rid of the junk food in the house. You got to purge your house. Okay. Um, when you have a bunch of junk food in your house, it's just all these different options. It's like, oh, I got Pringles right here. I got Cheetos right here. I got tasty cakes over there. When you get this stuff out of the house, you get these negative options out, not options out. We get the negative options out of the house. It gives your child more opportunities to succeed. So what I would do, because I'm not even against snacking. I think snacking is great. It helps to speed up the metabolism, but what are you putting in your body? Like, you can put some mandarin oranges, some apple slices, all these different things, you know, in your house. Just purge the house. Get rid of all the stuff, the negative options. Take the negative options out of your children's hands. Remember, we're in control. Okay. Number 2, help them. And when I say this, I mean lead by example. And I know this is going to be very hard, but this is going to lead to the most success. Okay? Children learn best by what's known as observational conditioning. Honestly, people in general learn best by observational conditioning. So what does that mean? Observational conditioning is what it means when you watch something and then you repeat it. Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. You watch it and then you repeat it. So, like, a lot of observational conditioning is learning from what you see. Let's say I go to the movie theaters. I go to the movies with my mom, and she's teaching me my whole life. Don't steal, don't lie and steal. Great things to live by, right? We go to the movie theater. She's like, put your movie jacket on, and stuffs a bunch of chips in my coat arms and my pockets. You know what I mean? That's going to have more of an effect on me than what my mom says. So my mom and my dad tell me eat healthy. but they're eating chips and all these different things. Like, no, the doctor says you need to lose weight. You got to get on top of this. You. It's not an effective way to teach. And this is coming from a teacher. I literally study how people learn. So it's not an effective way to teach. If anything, they lash out. But leading by example and showing them, hey, this is how an adult does this. Okay. And, it's a very good lesson for kids to learn at a young age. Like, hey, even though I don't want to do this, I got to do this to get to where I want to get to. Children don't understand that at a very young age. Their brains just won't really design to process these grandiose kind of things. They only really process what's literally in front of them, what they see. All right. That's why you are the examples of what they're going to live by. Okay. So number 3, Steph Curry 3. Number 3, expect lapses. In fact, plan for them. When I say a lapse, it's kind of like a relapse, but it's different. Okay. A relapse is like, let's say like I'm a food junkie, right? And I stop, I cut cold turkey, and then I go back and I start eating stuff again, right? That's a lapse, especially when I come back to like, okay, I'm going back on my plan. A relapse is when I do that same thing, okay, I'm lose weight, whatever, and I go back to my kitchen and I just fall back into that same routine for days and weeks at a time, okay? But a lapse is going to happen. It takes 21 days for a behavior change. Your child may be 6, 7, 8, 14, 15 years old, and they've been doing this for their whole lives. So in order for them to change, it's not going to happen like that. Not at all. Not for you, not for me. None of us. But your child, you got to expect these lapses. So like, let's say little Johnny comes home and he snuck some Skittles in his book bag. That happens a lot with overweight kids. You'd be surprised, especially when they have to lose weight. They will sneak food. They will hide food. They will find their foods, whatever. These lapses, it's hard. It's really hard to lose weight. But expect them. Your kid comes home. Answer with love. Be like, baby, this is not what we're supposed to be doing. Not saying lose that firmness at all. This is not what we're going to do. This is not the plan. Okay? We need to lose this weight. The doctor says, you're pre-diabetic. And even own your own things. And you know what? Daddy's got to lose some weight too. I haven't been feeding you the right things. You know what I mean? And you and I need to do better. Okay? And you and I need to do better. And it starts every day, one day at a time. I'm not telling you to be perfect tomorrow. Be good right now, son, daughter. Be good right now. I just need you for 24 hours to do what you're supposed to do. And we'll deal with tomorrow when that comes. All right? But expect lapses. All right? I'm going to say this. Educate your children. A lot of times, at least the generation before us, whatever, but I just kind of grew up in the whole do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like if I tell you to do something, you're just going to do it. So, but I find that when children understand what's the purpose behind what they're being told to do, they respond better and they learn easier. So why are we doing this? Listen, we're getting too big. Don't say you. Don't use you words. We're getting too big here, baby. We need to work this out, okay? We need to start working out. We need to start eating better. We need to be better examples for each other. If they have younger siblings, we need to be better examples for your little brothers and little sisters, because what we teach you now is going to affect your whole lives. You ever see those people who are your age? I'm talking to your parents, like 30, 20, 30, 40-year-olds, something, 50, 60-year-olds out there running and jogging. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know how these people have that much energy because they started young. And you can do it too. Don't be lazy. Don't give me that lazy. I'm 40. I haven't exercised in 20 years. Yes, you can. You can. It's going to be hard. You can do it. This kind of education also teaches them self-awareness, which can help build self-esteem, believe it or not. Kids who are overweight, that's a huge blow to your self-esteem. And being a child is hard enough, let alone being an overweight child. We all know there's studies out there everywhere about self-esteem. Same thing with crooked teeth. These kids suffer more. It's harder. School's harder. Waking up is harder. And they're more susceptible to anxiety and depression. But when it's like, we're doing this and your child starts to see the results, oh my gosh, it takes 21 days for a behavior change. When they start seeing results, they're going to fall in love with not just losing weight or trying to get healthier weight, but also they're going to fall in love with the sense of accomplishment. Because when you accomplish something in school, it's different than when you accomplish something for yourself. We as adults know this. And also, it teaches self-accountability, which is one of the hardest things that anyone can learn. I mean, I'm 32. There are adults I know who are still not accountable for themselves. They just aren't. They find every excuse. They blame everyone else around them. But this is a great way to teach self-accountability. Some people get a puppy, you know what I mean? Go walk your dog. You know what I mean? After a while, like a kid, when you become conscious enough, like an 11-year-old, being like, you know what? I don't want to put this in my body. Yes, it's tasty, but I know what it's going to do. You know what I mean? My last tip, lead with love. Always lead with love. It's not a reprimand. And a lot of times these weight loss things, when I see them with kids, it almost feels like the kid's on punishment. You're not on punishment. You're unhealthy. It's a health thing. Just like if you had high blood pressure, you need to get on new medication. You have to be on different medication. Now, again, educating a kid in the sense of this is what can happen. So I actually have firsthand accounts. My father was very sick when I was growing up. So I saw the stuff he was eating, and I saw his kidney shut down. I saw his diabetes start up. I saw all his body just fall apart, give up on him. And I watched him exercise. He did exercise, but he wasn't taking his nutrition seriously. So this stuff can kill. We as adults know this. And it's not really for the child to really know this, but they need to know that when I'm pushing you in any sense of your life, forget about losing weight. And anything, if I'm pushing you, it's coming from love. It's because I think you're amazing. It's because I think you can do great things in this world. If you're a painter and I set you up with some art classes, it's because I think you're great. You know what I mean? I'm not going to waste my money and my time on something that I don't like just to get you busy. You know what I mean? Well, sometimes, but you know what I mean? When you get to a certain age, it's coming from love. You know what I mean? You losing this weight, it's not because you as a person, there's something wrong with you. It's what we're doing that's is wrong. And we need to change what we're doing so we can get to where we want to get to. I hope these 5 tips helped you out. Remember, get rid of the junk food in the house. Help them by leading by example. Expect lapses. It's going to happen. All right? Expect them. Plan for them so that they don't turn into relapses. Educate your children. They need to understand what diabetes is, they might be susceptible to these diseases, but they don't know what it means. Yes, it can be a little scary. Okay. They can handle it. They can. 5, lead with love. It's not a punishment. They're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. We need to change what's going on so these kids can be healthier and happier. All right? Guys, thank you for coming out, checking me out. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.